How you doing, YouTube? Matt with Matt's Beer Reviews, back with yet another review. And today we're going to be doing a little bit of Doppelbock action. Doppelbocks are actually one of my favorite styles of beer. Something about that nice, creamy, densey breadiness that just does it for me. And so yeah, we're going to be doing a Sam Adams Doppelbock. Ooh, boo, Sam Adams. Yeah, whatever. Sam Adams Doppelbock I've had plenty of times before. And I'll tell you right now, typically a fan. Haven't had it in a while, so I figured I'd review it. And so there we go. We have it right now. As far as what's on the label, front-wise, it just says Sam Adams Doppelbock. That's pretty much it. 9.5 alcohol, which is really nice for Doppelbock. A lot of Doppelbocks a little bit less, so pretty all right. It's a big old bottle, like a bomber-style bottle. Sam Adams up top. Not much else written on there. On the side, government warning malarkey. On the other side, enjoy now or age it further for unique flavors. Develop rich and unique flavors. Stupid label that my grocery store puts on there. I had to peel back. And other than that, on the back, we have a little bit of a story, because who doesn't like to tell a story? It says decadently rich and velvety smooth. Very modest. And intense and warming, this indulgent lager is brewed with over a ½ pound of malt in each bottle, almost enough for a loaf of bread. Brewed by monks since the 13th century, Doppelbocks are one of the original big beers. The bold malts create a deep mahogany color, rich caramel sweetness, and smooth body that's balanced by the subtle citrus of the German noble hop. At Sam Adams, we love experimenting in these series of limited edition brews, represent some of our favorite small batch creations. So, yeah. Hi, Mika. Hey, baby. Here's my dog, Mika. Came over to say hi. I usually come over. I'm doing my reviews. Anyway, like I said, huge fan of Doppelbocks. Oh, label-wise. Always like Doppelbock labels. Something about it. There's not pretentious. I mean, a little story in the back, whatever. But as far as the front label goes, you know, pretty simple, to the point, nothing too crazy. Not my favorite, but at the same time, I dig it. So I'm a fan. There you go. Love me some Doppelbock. It is one of my favorite styles. You know, to like a lager is almost blasphemy, I guess you could say, when it comes to like good beer. But I don't know, something about the style. I mean, Celebrator, Eyinger Celebrator is just so good, you know. And you know, I reviewed Atwater's Utopias. I love that. Emily's Doppelbock was one of my favorite beers of all time, top 20 all timer. But yeah, something about Doppelbocks just do it for me. Head wise, beige head, about 3 fingers worth. Crazy bubbles, actually. It's like cascading smaller to larger bubbles going from top to bottom. Super and crazy creamy head on top that seems to be receding nicely as it goes slowly, quite down to the beer. And color wise, red. Red is red can be. I mean, that's not brown. That sucker's red. Very nice looking. Super red. Not a ton of carbonation. Got a little bit of carbonation going on there. Not anything crazy. Not a ton of density. Usually get a nice. I like my high gravity Doppelbocks where you have creaminess and thickness to it. But it looks like it doesn't have like that unfiltered hazy creaminess to it. It just looks very, very clear, very, very red, and quite appealing. Even though I'd like a little bit of more murkiness to it. So, yeah, let's see what she has nose-wise. Doppelbock nose, which is all about the bread. Breadiness, like crazy. Bread and maltiness, that's all you're going to get from there, you know. Nice sweetness, from the malt. Just breadiness all around, you know. And that's the thing, like when it comes to Doppelbocks, I've never had a Doppelbock that like has been intensely crazy in the nose. It's just been like nice in the nose, but great in the mouth. So I'm not gonna sit here and wax poetic about breads and malts. I'm just gonna dive right in. So cheers. Oh, mouthfeel. How I love these so. So, and that's the thing with Doppelbocks, man. Your high gravity Doppelbocks, I mean, the mouthfeel, for me, is right in my wheelhouse. It's not like your Russian Imperials. You're super dense, super thick, almost syrupy style beer. It's just that fluffy, fluffy, fluffy creaminess. It just dances so nicely with the maltiness, that yeasty breadiness. It's just so nice. I mean, it's such a drinkable beer. This is so drinkable, especially for Doppelbock. I mean, to have that level of creaminess with something that looks uber clear with zero density to it, to me, it's quite fantastic. It's a really, really nice beer. You're talking a hair off of 10% alcohol. You're talking 9.5%. Zero booze whatsoever. Yeah. Just a great beer all around. That's the funny thing about Sam Adams. A lot of times people are like, Sam Adams, oh, boo. You know, Sam Adams, to me, I'm a fan, you know. Even some of their lower end, not lower end, but some of the beers that people like poop on, you pooper people, poop on beers like your cherry wheat and stuff like that. Like, I've had some of their stuff that I've had in bottles and I'm like, no good. You know what I mean? But I've had them on draft, and once you get them on draft, they're fantastic. But then they're good stuff. When you're talking about, for me, they're Doppelbock, especially with some time on it. This ages quite nicely. And you talk about your big beers. You talk about like your Utopias. I mean, everybody poops on Sam Adams, but then you're like, oh, be like, what's, stranded on a desert island? If you could have 3 beers, what we have? Well, anybody who knows anything, or I shouldn't say that because beer is subjective, but anybody who likes big beers, 9 times out of 10, they're going to say Utopias. So there you go. And for me, Sam Adams Triple Bock, I'm a huge fan of that. Even though it hasn't been produced in like 15 years. While they make a lot of commercially viable beers, they can bring it when they want to. And for me, they bring it in this beer, you know? I mean, if you're a fan of your typical high gravity Doppelbocks, if you're your Celebrator, like I said, the ones I just rattled off, Celebrator, Budovator, Optimator, stuff like that. Troganator, local PA brewery makes that. If you're a fan of that stuff, you're going to love this beer. You know what I mean? If you're into big, rich, malty beers, something with a great mouthfeel, something with a bit of backbone to it, something with a nice fluff to it, it's definitely worth checking out. And that's the other thing. It's made by Sam Adams, so you're probably going to get a great price on it. Like everybody, like a lot of times, like beer reviewers, me, whether it be somebody else, feels like we don't give a fair shake to like local breweries sometime. And I've said this before, is that it's not a matter of not giving a fair shake to beer companies. You taste what you taste and you like what you like. I want a brewery that exists, not lives, because breweries don't live. Well, technically they're organic inside, but anyway, I want a brewery that is right next door to my house that makes this beer because I can get it all the time and I can get it cheap and I can get it whenever I want it. At all times I want it. So, like, that's what you're getting with something like this, is that you're getting a beer that you can get whenever you want, pretty much anywhere in the country, that tastes fantastic. And for me, that's a huge win. So, overall, rating-wise, I would give this a 90. I just like it that much. 90 overall. Availability, I'll give it a 9, and for value, I'll give it a 9. You know what I mean? Like, it's, I forgot what I paid for this. Maybe like $7 for a bomber that tastes like this, and I can get it at like multiple different places. It's a home run. So yeah, I'm a little bit skewed because I'm a Doppelbock fan, but for me, Sam Adams Doppelbock. If you're a fan of the genre, if you're a fan of big malty beers, or if you're a fan of Belgian style quads or doubles, and you like that creamy density, and you like your sweetness, definitely check it out. So yeah, another review down. Matt with Massive Beer Reviews. Another review in the books. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you didn't enjoy it, somewhere in between, leave comments in the comment section below. If you'd like to check us out anywhere else on the internet, you can on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Massive Beers, all those places, but we're way more active on Instagram, so if you're going to check us out there. And yeah, so another one down. Hopefully you enjoyed our review. Hopefully you're enjoying a great beer, and hopefully we'll see you next time. Cheers.